You're haunting me now. You are the cold inescapable proof. You're the evil, the way, and the life, and the truth. You're revival beginning, and you're genocide, and I watch and wonder. I was like 16, baby, when you called me up. Just a little extreme, just a little out of touch. Got me feeling low when you need my love. Oh, I know you wanna see me. I know you wanna see me.
Even yung leader namin. Yung sabi ko, yay, magkasama tayo matalo or something. You know, win or lose. Magkasama ang mayor. Pero, surprisingly, nakalagpas ako sa kanila. I've done the whole race. And there's been some difficult ways, but surprisingly, I've made some headway. And out of 16, I came in top 14? Someone will correct me if I'm wrong.
Where the water takes me, just flowing and flowing. I've seemed to have found myself in some sort of ice spike biome, and I carefully made my way through around the ice.
Grew bigger now, so as the distance between us. If you could just show me how you've left the ones who mean the most to you. Now the strings have been cut, not an if, not a but. I don't even know if you're the friend I used.
Hello. Before we begin, I just had to want to ask you one simple question. If you had a time machine, where would you go and why? You know, there's a lot of many different possibilities that you could think of. Going back to the past, seeing if your present will ever change, or heck, even go into the future and see what that holds. But for me, I feel like if you've given me a time machine, I might not even use it. Because for me, I feel like life is worth living if you expect the unexpected. As we live our daily life, each and every day, we are here on this earth. Excuse me. But when it comes back to looking back into the past and seeing what things were back then, I feel like due to the stress of life as well as the hustle and bustle that we faced every day, it's good to come back and reminisce and relive the past days where all was good, nothing you've ever been thinking of is bothering you, and you know, you become a child once again. So, welcome to this new series that I'm doing. I know it's been 6 months since the last upload. I mean, did you really expect me to have a good upload schedule? But yeah, this is a new series I'm doing where I'm going to be visiting every single server that has been that I've visited as well as those that really mattered to me the most. So, this will be the first one in my series called Going Home. Because for me, all of these things, when I sit here and revisit all these servers, it's just like me as a kid going home from school and meeting new friends, chatting with them, and just having a very good time. Now, although I have invited some people, but of course, we really can't control scheduling and stuff. So who knows if someone would join or not, but that's the fun of it, you know? It's good to see a place that's quiet, but it's because it's full of memories for me to reminisce, and for me to look back into. So yeah, the first server is called Chaos. It has been through many names. It's been Alliance CW, then Chaos, then Chaos Rising or Uprising, whatever you want to call it. But for me, this is my one true home that I've been through when I was like way younger. Like I'm in college already, and I was here when I was like in elementary or junior high. I can't remember, but I was pretty young back then. So it's time for me to, take a look back and see how things were over the years. And looking back into it, I can see that it truly is something great. Like, I remembered when I was invited into the admin team by the owner, Brainy, and I remember like doing a lot of stuff here and trying to make it look beautiful and stand out. Like, I remember these potted plants and putting some brushery around, or shrubbery as you call it. And I remember this tree. This tree was very important to the chaos lore, but this was a tree that was made during the Alliance CW days. We call it the Tree of Prosperity, a gift from an old life we had. And it truly was. Alliance CW, although it has its flaws and drama, was a very important time in my life. I've met a lot of very nice people, I've learned a lot from them, and it was a very fun time indeed. But chaos was truly something different. And over here we have is the main lobby or like the main spawn area with all a bunch of games, all bunch of places to look at. I remember um, trying my best to make this look nice-ish. I did my best, but there's a lot of like different there's a lot of different stuff here that's really important to me. As you can see here, we have a bunch of like games here. Excuse me. And over here we have the different clans that has ever been part of Chaos. Very important clans here like Undead, NPC, Trader Bros. But of course, nothing compares to my clan, Everest. But we'll get to that later. So there's like a lot of different games here over the years, but I don't know if the buttons work, but it was a very fun time. I remember grinding it out. I remember this shop where you could buy eggs for spawners. It was a very, very fun time indeed. There's a lot of like different and very notable builds out here, especially the one over here, if I could fly towards it. As you can see here, we have lighthouses, different castles, a harbor over here with a bunch of different stores. And I really applaud the people that have actually built stuff here that made the server very much a place to be. Oh, and landed it. I remember this guy. This was the sumo instructor. He used to play sumo here. But yeah, it's a little bit buggy here and there, but overall it's really is, very nostalgic for me. And here's the shop that I've mentioned over here. I'm gonna be looking around here and seeing stuff. Like I remember like trying to get all this stuff here, and that was like the place over there where you could like trade in some stuff you have grinded. I think it was Grinders Quest, I think was the name. A Grinders Guild. There we go. It was fun times. Anyway, let's move on. So we call it Chaos Arcade because it really looked like an arcade with all a bunch of different things you could do. And I remember you could like get a horse over here. Let's see if my luck has changed, but I don't know if I could buy one. Did I buy one? I guess the button didn't work, but that's fine. It's fine. No, it's very fine. Man, there are a lot of infrastructure around here. Really made a difference. Such as this one, which is the Fowl Auction House. I remember, you know, auctions happening here a lot of times. And yeah, it was very fun to like trade for like good stuff. Also here we have the unfinished horse track made by Anoki Wolfa. It was supposed to be a very nice project, you know. It was very massive, but of course, you know, time got the better of us, and it's alright. Because of course, you know, we're here to actually have fun. And this one was the enchanting area. You know, you can get some enchants. So here was something I actually liked about the server. It was connected to a bunch of these different rail systems. And although I would like to take a rail, I feel like it's gonna be a little bit long. Probably take about 10 minutes, but I'll try to fly over it just to see what it is. Hope my 18 rockets can take us to the place I want to go to. So we're going to be flying over the railways, and over here we have our very first pit stop. This is basically the one that separates and goes into 4 directions. And this is a lot of like very like it's called the crossroads rather. And there are like a bunch of different stuff over here that you could take for your travels. You know, there's a rest stop, and there's even one place where you could go up and climb and use your elytra to glide. It was a very fun time. Over here is a big base. I forgot who owns this, but I remembered looking into this and seeing how massive and well built this was. It's a very, very modern looking build. Looks like something that from a science thing, but overall it was great. Here we're passing by tunnels that they have made, flying over here. So yeah, while we're traveling over there, I just want to mention. I just want to mention that I really wanted to look back into the server because I wanted to thank everyone that has supported me when I was here. When I came into Align CW, you know, there was people like Homicidal Urges that helped me and looked after me like he was my father. And, you know, took me in and taught me a lot of stuff about Minecraft. Then the admins like Lance and Brainy, the owner was okay, I guess. But those are like from the past as well. And obviously, a lot of good friends I've made when starting the clan that I love. And until now, in Chaos, you know, there's been a lot of very notable people. People like Anoki, Space, Azu. Those people that have really given an impact towards me and had made me realize how fun it was to log in every day and do some shenanigans here in this small server. Small for me, but, you know, it was very big in terms of, like, memories that I had. You know, Brady might disagree, but this surely was a good time for me. And over here, we have the very first Avarice Crosswalk. This is where, basically, you know, you're heading towards my clan, which is called Avarice. But we'll get to that more. So we're just gonna go here. I remember like placing down all the infrastructure for this as well because back then there wasn't really any way for you to go to our base at that time, so I had to really place all this cobblestone and all these rails and all these torches and stuff. It was a grueling task, but you know, I really had loads of fun doing it. You know, it went through a lot of like tunnels and stuff. Had to dug through the natural terrain, but overall, it was, a worthwhile endeavor, took things off when times were tough, but it was very fun nonetheless. And I think my glider broke. Okay, give me a second to get some XP bottles, which I don't have because I don't have my thing. So we are going to be walking the long way through. Alright, give me a second. But here we are. This was the final crosswalk of Avarice, and this is basically where you enter. So that will took basically 8 minutes from minecart. But yeah, Elytra's just way better in my opinion. But here it is. The tunnel going to Avarice, my home, and here we are, entering the Avarice compound. Well, the memories just keep on piling in. Just had to take it in. So here we have our post office. The one was made by the admins. It was a very funky building, but it was nice. It did its purpose. Uh, and over here we have a bunch of different houses and stuff, as well as our underground tunnel that led to the main compound. But before that, I just wanna have to, meet an old friend. Hey Techno, you know, it's funny you have the chicken over there, but you weren't the chicken, you were a king. It's been a year since you've left, but I didn't say leave, more so like challenging higher authority, as you've rid the world of all its negativity, and I've rid the world of governments, and I've now ascended to take over the kingdom of God, as you're 1v1ing him to see who is the best. Your videos have always made me very happy because you are not like any other Minecraft YouTuber or streamer out there. You're very genuine and down to earth and very straightforward with what you really wanted to do. You had ambitions, you had goals, you made sure that gaming and Minecraft in general was a respected form of art. And that no matter where we go, you always made sure that we always had a laugh. I'm truly grateful for that. Even when you're not here, a lot of people will always remember you, not just for the things you've done, but for the memories you have truly given us. Rest in power, Techno. You're truly the blade. Tell the rest of the world that having abolished all government of men, I have ascended into the heavens to take on the kingdom of God. But for now, with the war finally over, I'm free. Blood for the blood god, Techno. Blood for the blood god. Well, anyway, now let's go back into our normal scheduled programming. And we're gonna look into this tunnel that we have made. So, over here, I was actually filming some stuff before. So there was a cover here. I was building and filming one here at the pub. Very nice establishment over here. And over here, in the tunnels that we have dug underneath the compound, we get into the main area. with a bunch of different houses, a bunch of different farms, a bunch of different villagers. But over here is a very important piece of thing for me. The main house of Avarice. So a little bit of history into Avarice. I started Avarice with another kid. His name was Claude, and we started Avarice just by telling jokes and stuff. And we believe that if your family or your found family in real life wasn't really doing that much for you, or you wanted another life outside of it, we were here to offer that to you, to be your family in a long lost world. And we built everything from the ground up, starting from Alliance CW all the way to Chaos, and in a bunch of other servers where I represented Avarice as well. This is actually where I started building up Avarice from the ground up, this little tent that we have. And yeah, I remember, staying here with this small, rickety ass uh, tent and, putting just a campfire to cook food. And it has grown into a very, very large area as well. It was good times. I remember also ringing this bell as well. Good times. So this is basically what the compound had to offer, basically here in the main house. A lot of our members have stayed here over the years. Over here we have a bunch of different rooms. And I remember, I think this was my room. Yeah, there we go. Evo. And they have a lot of people here, like Anoki was here. A lot of different people. Kent. Diamond Pro. I think that was like the son of the owner. And yeah. And also there's one thing here as well below. Another base that someone made was one of our members. It was from Sigil Kite. And actually that's Civil Kite. It's actually LB Thorn and Trayman. So yeah, they had their own basement that they've cultivated. And of course here we just have a bunch of different stuff here. I'm gonna go a quick rundown. We have the storage area, a bunch of different rooms, and I somehow blocked this off, but who cares really. So yeah, that was pretty much the whole compound. I'm gonna fly around and see for yourself. You have our lovely factory over there. We have a bunch of different. You have a mine, a bunch of houses, the techno statue. We have big farms over here and a bunch of different houses. A fishing hut over there. One of the members' house is also here as well. But there's one very important thing here that really represented Avarice through and through. And it's right on this house. A lot of members have seen this over the years, and it is something that I very, very hold dear to me. You have a bunch of different buttons here. You have for Foxden Casita, Employee Access, Hall of Avarice. But here we have the Associate base. And this is what one of my projects has been leading on for a long, long time. The Associates base of Avarice.